What's up guys, and welcome back to Tech Planet. Today we have a rather interesting light to review. This one is from SANSI. I've used them in the past and they're actually pretty awesome, and they put out some really high quality lights. So let's check this one out. As you can see as I slide this bag off, it's already looking rather peculiar. You can see it comes with a manual and some advertising material, and that's about it. Looking at this light, you might be kind of confused, wondering how this thing actually works, and you can see it has like a light bulb socket on it. But as you can see now, you actually can fold down these sides. You can vary how far and what angle they sit at, which is really cool, and I'll show you more about that later. But let's keep looking at this light. Once it's fully folded, you can see that there's 4 arms, each with 3 light groupings. This light uses SMD LEDs, which are kind of a newer LED compared to some of the other lights I've shown, so they're a little more efficient and they have a higher output. Each set of LEDs has a little plastic covering over them that will protect them quite nicely. As you can see, the way you plug this one in is through a light bulb socket. So you can get one of those from the hardware store. They're attached to a cord and you can use it quite easily. The other nice thing about these LEDs is they don't produce too much heat, so this is actually a fanless design, which I really appreciate because it does not make noise. Now that I've showed you the construction and build quality, let's take a look at the light pattern and test this thing out. When using it with my video lights, you can see it can compete, and it is actually far brighter than my video lights, which is good because it's not very high wattage and it's doing a pretty good job. Let's turn the lights down though so we can actually see the pattern a little better. And as you can see as I lift it up, the pattern remains quite nice and smooth. I think it's due to the arms. It kind of spreads the light out nice and evenly so you don't just get one super hot spot. Here's sort of a hint at how you can kind of aim the lights in different directions, and you can see you can direct light in 2 different areas, which I'll show you this more in a little bit. Usually I try and measure the wattage of this light, so this one ends up being about 57 watts. So that's pretty good, especially for the money, and it seems awful bright for that wattage. I wanted to kind of compare the output to an older light, so I have a Lux app that uses a light sensor on the camera, and this way I can compare them. So with the older light, I could peak at about 2400 for the Lux. However, using this new light, it's kind of crazy high when it's really close, and then when I kind of put it at the same height as the other light, we're hitting about 7000, so it's about double the output, which is pretty darn good. And if I switch it to the FC, which is foot candles, we can see it's almost double the other one again. So this light is getting a lot more output for the same amount of wattage, because this older light was about 60 watts, so actually 3 watts more than the new light. Okay, so here's what I think is pretty cool about this light. As you can see here, I already have one SANSI light. This is my dedicated Monstera light, works amazing. But here's the new one. I've actually bent up 2 of the sides so it can point at my top shelf, while the top other 2 can point downwards at the plants on the ground. I think this light is super versatile for anyone that buys it, because you have kind of 4 choices as where the light goes, all from one light source. Another kind of neat, interesting, quirky thing about this is the light fixture portion. You can put this in like a ceiling fixture, a lamp, or like I've done, one of the hanging light fixtures, so it gives you some versatility, and I think that's pretty cool. I like these SANSI lights just because they also have such a nice white light. You don't get this horrible pink stuff. I really am sick of it. SANSI lights are a tad bit more expensive than other lights out there, but I think they're well worth it just because the build quality is always excellent. Most of them are fanless designs, so they're not loud. They have nice white light and they use quality components. So I definitely recommend this light. I've been successfully using one of their older ones for probably 6 months now, and it's definitely helped my Monstera grow massively. Well guys, that pretty much wraps up this review. It's a pretty good short one, but again, this light's pretty awesome. I like the versatility, I like the electricity input, and the overall quality of this light, so I definitely recommend it. As always guys, may your plants grow strong and healthy. I'll see you next time.